you turned on?
I'm turned on now, babe.
There you go. Right. I can hear you and I can hear me. Now
Okay.
let's see if we're coming through over there.
Can you guys hear okay? I hope
my
so.
microphone is soft, which is fine. Mine doesn't need to be.
Well, you can turn your volume up, can't you?
I've got it all the way up.
Oh, that is so weird.
That's why I say we need to.
Ugh.
I hate to say it. We need to listen to some different microphones.
Did you try working with a different one?
What other different ones?
Well, we have 2 sets.
No, I only have the ones that you've given me. If there are others, I don't know where they are.
Oh, why did I think there was 2 in each one?
No, there's one.
Oh, I see. Hello, hello, hello. You can hear me now? I know. I didn't have my mic turned on, girl. That's why I have my sound guy here helping me.
Yeah,
So
you're good.
Okay.
Your mic comes through really nice and clean. Mine is not so good.
Hello,
Mine is
Mrs.
not a
Coco.
big deal.
No? Okay.
I mean, it's not a big deal if anybody
So, oh, you brought the water. Thank you. I don't have to kill any brushes today. Although I don't know how many people saw my reel that I posted. I really do soak my brushes way too long. Way too long. So, are we ready to get started, babe? Want to say hi to everybody before I jump in, before I dive in the deep end? We're going to be crafting in just a little bit, you guys. Alyssa said she's working
sounds
on
like it's coming through your microphone.
Oh.
I have no idea why that is.
Is yours on?
Yeah.
Is it connected? I mean, I don't know. Does each mic have its own receiver?
Yeah.
Because I see one receiver over here. Where's the other one?
Say it again.
I see one receiver right there. Where's
that's
the other
yours.
one? Oh, where's yours? I guess is what I'm asking. He's not listening to me now.
No, I'm trying to hear what's going on.
Okay.
So, all right. We're gonna have to go with that.
That's why I said, where is your receiver, babe? Is a question I asked.
Over here.
Oh, okay. You can turn it up on the receiver too. The volume. Maybe that's what it is?
I do not see a volume on the receiver.
Or on your little thing, the thing that you clip on, there's a volume on there. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. So maybe that's turned down. I think there's a volume on here. Are
No,
you
there's no
sure?
volume.
If you push set.
What's the matter?
Oh, Lord. Can y'all hear me? I shouldn't have pushed that button. What channel am I on?
You're supposed to be on channel 2.
Oh, okay. That's where I am. I'm going to leave stuff alone. I thought there was a volume on here, too. But I guess I was wrong. No say, baby.
All right, I don't care. I'm just gonna make do with what I've got. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. That's the really old one, too. It's like 5 years old. Which isn't old, but for technology, it's old. Hey, Kim. Are you going to say hi, babe?
What's that?
Are you going to say hi?
We can. I don't know.
Can you guys hear David? You guys can let me know.
Say that again.
I was just asking if they could hear you.
I don't know that they can. I'm not really projecting either. Now I am. Because I was just kind of mumbling more to myself than anything.
Hey, Drea.
But now I'm projecting. And since I'm talking loud,
Everybody says yes. Well, Kim says yes.
all right, I'm going to ask you to like and share.
Denise says she can hear you on TikTok, too.
Oh, hi, Denise on TikTok. Like and share on Facebook. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. I don't know, dance around on TikTok. What do you do on there?
Huh?
What do you do on TikTok?
On TikTok, you can share on TikTok.
All
You can
right,
share
sure,
live.
sure. All right, let's see. On the YouTubes, we have nobody because everything just went away.
My poor honey, he's tired, you guys. We had Battle of the Bands last night or yesterday, so we were at the fairgrounds all day. Although David's all day was longer than my all day. There were 19 bands, babe.
19.
19 bands that played all day. We had a high of 105 yesterday. So we were out in the weather. I was being a good Samaritan. David was working.
All right, here we go. We have Redeemed from Northern Michigan. Said it was a long week. It was a weird week.
There was
Andy
2 Mondays this week.
2 Mondays. Andy and Honey, Teresa Cathy from California, Angie Champagne, Deb Hatfield, Laura Carrington, Vicki Gentry, Vicki Moore, and Teresa says, yes, we can hear him. But I choose to think that she said it like, yeah, we can hear him.
Everybody says they hear you loud and clear, darling.
All right.
Just saying.
On Facebook, we have Jennifer Stever, Barbara Zwizzler Garrels, Lisa Van Sil, Kim Camo, Melissa Paget, Patricia Browning from Michigan, Mary Sharkey. Let's see, Kim Comp Rogers says, went to a barn show sale yesterday.
Ooh.
One vendor made a beautiful violet chair with your owl paper on the seat. It was amazing.
Ooh.
Let's
Can you take a
see,
picture?
Darlene
sorry.
Patton Summers, Michelle Adamus, Lisa Vansil, Sherry Benhart, Paula Takagi from Tucson will be there next Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see, Tommy Quiroz, am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, Ketos. Yeah,
Quiroz.
that's
Thank you.
closer.
Joanne Shaner Cotton, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Zoe Panette. Is it Zoe or Zoe?
I can't remember what we did. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Zoe, you can, I think it's, I don't know. You can let us know.
Yeah. Susan Boehner, Whitmore Glazer, Dorothy Lage from Tucson. Hi, Dorothy. Darien Country Cottage. Corinne Godfrey up in the Great White North. Jean Higginbotham. Pamela Culp-Adair from East Tennessee. Carol Cahoon. Let's see. Oh, Sherry Benhart is ending her birthday with us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Miss Sherry had a birthday today. Happy birthday, Sherry. I saw her video.
Kim Comp Rogers did Reiku in the sun yesterday.
Oh.
Temperature was 82.
Just rub it in, Kim.
Well, it
Rub it
depends on
in.
where you are. 82 is like misery in like St. Louis and...
I don't know. She did Reiku. That doesn't sound like misery to me. She was like meditating.
Yeah, if you're like in Pensacola, 82 is like nope. Let's see. Elizabeth Brooker, Visithin. I got the husband hooked on Royce and Dave. Now we watch together on the big screen. Now, he's just, you know what this is? He's banking right now.
He's banking?
He's banking. He's putting in all this time.
Oh.
No, honey, let's watch your thing. That's good. And then when he pulls something out that you don't want, he's going to go, Royce and Dave.
I watched Royce and Dave with
Royce
you
and
all
Dave.
those times. David's giving you up, man.
Yeah. So what does he like to do? Hunting or maybe he wants to buy some RC cars?
Is that why you watched Project Runway with me all those times?
Oh, yeah, I had to.
Oh,
I needed
my gosh.
to. Maybe I'd buy comic books. I need to bank.
Apache
Catherine
Junction was
Murphy.
108. Oh.
Lisa Vansil said, did you take a picture? I'm not sure. Is that for
I'm
you?
assuming she was talking to Kim, and Kim said no, she didn't. She left her phone in the car.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, gotcha. All right. Paula, where will we be in Tucson? I have to pick up a new sport coat.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was thinking we should reach out to our, see if we can get lunch with our grandson.
Yes.
So
Hopefully.
We'll do that ahead of time rather than when we're there last minute.
I know. I
Well,
asked ahead of time, so we'll wait.
With Mom, who's a busy woman, so
Yes.
you can't blame her when she goes, no, yeah, I'm working, you know.
Yes.
So if we do it early enough, we might be able to do it. Julie Brawley says 108 in Apache Junction.
No.
Michelle Adamus hopping on Facebook to watch on YouTube so I can see better. So I guess she's hopping off of Facebook. Okay, that's okay. And Marie E. Price Miller from Virginia. And there you go.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. If you are new, my name is Royce Hunt Bell. The voice you hear behind the camera is David Bell, and together we make up Roycycled Treasures. Sunday night, we hang out with our peeps, we chit chat. So if you do not like chit chat, you can check out the YouTube or the TikTok for like really succinct videos. But here we're just hanging out, and there's no telling what we're going to talk about because.
Well, when you say checking out on YouTube, not right now, but
no, but
later.
we have pre-recorded videos on
Yeah,
YouTube.
there you go.
Yes.
All right. I mean, you can check it out now, but you're going to get the chit chat.
Yes. And then do me a favor, babe. So I am not going to do a drawing tonight, only because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, unclaimed prizes in my mailroom. So David's going to read off the names of everyone whose prize I have sitting in my mailroom. And if you guys hear your name, please be sure to email me. You can email contact us at roycycled.com with your shipping address so I can get your stuff out to you.
So, wait. When you say contact us at Roycycled, you're talking on where?
Email. Contact us at roycycled.com. That's my email.
Just go to the website and click on
Or
email from there or contact.
Yeah. Or they can put that in, either way.
No, at roycycled.com is not an email address.
It is.
No, it's not. It's something at roycycled.com.
Contact us at
I thought you were saying you can
roycycled.com.
contact us.
No, that's the actual email.
Yeah, the actual email is contact us.
Yes. All one word. Contact us at
stupid.
roycycled.com.
All right.
Did you forget about your
like
YouTube piece?
I really feel like an idiot now. All right. Still to claim a prize is Mary Gilly, Patty Hogan, Vicky Moore, who I think we called out, didn't we? Didn't I say there was a Vicky? There were 2 Vickies. Yes, Vicky Moore, you're on YouTube. So
yeah,
please.
make sure and email me your address, Vicky, so I can get your prize out.
Thank you. Zoe Pinette, who we talked about.
Yes.
We don't know if it's Zoe or Zoe. So you need to contact us. I know you're watching on the Facebooks. Beverly Griffin, Dolly Smith, and Just Yolanda C.
I want to say that was on TikTok maybe, because it's a username.
I think that might
Just
have been.
Yolanda C. Yeah. So I have those prizes in my email. So what we're going to do is, if we'll probably read the names again at the end. And then if you guys make sure you reach out to me so I can ship your things, and anything that's not claimed, we're going to do next week.
Yeah, then so they'll go back up for drawing.
Yes. Okay. Somebody says you two are definitely married. Oh, yes, we are. Did you see that look he got?
Look, that's called look, I think I know everything, but the one thing I know is I don't know as much as I think I know.
Yeah. He's a journalist. He thinks he knows everything.
Oh, Alyssa Bricker Visithin. She loves, yeah, I know. Believe me, there's nothing worse than a room full of journalists.
Oh, I can.
You get in a newsroom and just the amount of fighting over who's right is amazing.
Oh, I'm always right.
Yeah. Alyssa Bricker Visithin. I love Project Runway. No, he's not banking. I watched baseball earlier. That was banking.
You were banking. Oh, we see.
All right.
So really quickly, you guys, I wanted to show, and mine are in black and white because I cannot figure out for the life of me how to get that color printer to work. Anyways, so I did put a cover because I figured by this, at this point, you guys have so many worksheets that it's kind of like a little mini workbook. So I made a cover, and let's see, we had paint and decoupage paper was our first week together. We had transfers and decoupage paper was our second week. Let's see, stamps and decoupage was last week. And this week, oh yeah, and I did put a notepad in each of your packets, so you guys can print that out as many times as you need to. And then, oh, I skipped one. Stencils and decoupage paper. I got out of order. Oh no, that was last week, was stencils and decoupage paper. So tonight we're doing decoupage paper and decoupage paper. And this was a worksheet that went out this week. So if you are a Roycycled Insider, you are receiving worksheets every week that go along with the demos that we're gonna be doing on Sunday night. So if you would like to be a Roycycled Insider, if you're on Facebook, you can put hashtag Insider and you guys will get a message with how. If you're on TikTok, you guys can look at the link in my bio to find the button to become a Roycycled Insider. And YouTube, I will put a post. I have to figure out a better way to be able to automate YouTube. There has to be a way to do it.
I assume there is. I just don't know what it is.
We just don't know what it is yet.
Amber Demakowitz asked, did we forget about YouTube? No, we did that early.
We did, yeah, I think we did YouTube first this time. So let's talk about some things. So on your worksheet, you guys, I put 3 different methods for layering your decoupage, right? I put the plastic method, which you guys have probably seen me do. We're going to demonstrate it tonight, and I'm going to slow down because I've been told that people are missing the first step, and so that's why it's not working for them. The trace method we've done together before, but we're going to demo it tonight. And then another method that I've seen a couple of my retailers do, so we're going to do that too. And then I've added to this, and you guys can add it to your notes. I'm going to go over like how to cut your paper, so like cutting it with scissors versus cutting it with the water method, and kind of the different effect that you get with each of those. And I also want to go over all of these 3 methods are ways for you to layer your decoupage so that each layer stands on its own. But there are some times when you want your layers to show through. So we're going to do one of those projects together as well. So we better get started.
Okay, 2 things. Kim Comp Rogers, Reiku is a glazing technique. Yeah, I thought it was like
pottery.
yoga.
Well, I thought she was talking. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. That's where you dip paint-fired pots. You heat in the kiln, 1,700 degrees.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, put them in metal cans with paper. Put the lid on, let the carbon do the magic. It's kind of hot to work in the sun, but yeah, not 102. I wish it was 102 yesterday. Oh, that would have been much better.
102 would have been nice.
Would have been nice. I think we were up around 109. I don't know if we hit 110 yesterday.
Was it that high? I thought it was like 107 was the high of the day. But of course, when you're sitting outside, it just feels warmer.
Kathy LePage asked, what's the medallion on the dress form? So I believe that is a...
Oh, this one. This is one of IOD's frame molds.
Yeah, it's a molded with resin, right?
Yeah. Let's see if I can get it off. I made this last Christmas. This is from the frame molds, and then I decoupaged it. And then this is from the cameo mold. So I just stacked them together to make this one. And so they're kind of, oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Lord have mercy. So it's the frame mold here, and then I decoupage it. And then it has a cameo mold stacked on top of it, so it's more dimensional. And she has more, but I don't know where they are. But that's for Christmas, or it was for Christmas. I am pulling out an oldie but a goodie Roycycled decoupage paper. I want to say this one was Romantic Project Blocks, I think is the name of it. I'm pretty sure. Go on to stacking things so that you can't see one from the other. Let's do a project where we want to see the thing behind it show through the top part. So I am just going to decoupage this on really quickly.
TD Woodall just used this paper last night.
Oh, hey T. Because on this one, I think it would be really pretty to actually have the script to actually show through. So normally when I'm talking about stacking decoupage, we're trying to stack it so that the bottom layer does not show through. But sometimes you want it to show through. It can be a really pretty effect. And so my goal is to show you guys all the things so that when you're trying to do something, like you'll know the trick or the tip to be able to get the effect that you want.
Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis loves that paper. Put one of the faces on a clock.
Ooh.
Had lots of Arizona folks today. Becky Hetz from Maricopa, and who did I see visiting Gold Canyon? Somebody was
visiting Gold Canyon. Oh yeah. That's over by Queen Creek, right?
Yep. Julie Brawley's in Apache Junction. Paula asked, where we'll be in Tucson. We'll just kind of be
We're gonna be all around.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Kim Camo asks, is it still possible to get that paper?
Yes, this paper is still available. You can check with your retailer to see if they have it in stock. Because it's an older design, but it's not retired. I feel like it's pretty timeless.
Yeah, Amber said that's hot. We're lucky to be at 81 degrees right now. 110 is hot for us. That's unusual. Now on the western side of the state,
That's every day.
yeah, right about now is when they're in the 115s, close to 120.
And we're going to Havasu too.
Yeah, and they'll get to 120 at least once or twice in the summer. But here, 110's unusually hot for us. We're usually about 105, 100 to 105.
So I am misting my paper, you guys. I don't know, this is like a standard process for me at this point. And I'm gonna pre-stretch it. So I'm gonna pull out any wrinkles. And when I go to decoupage, I won't have to worry about any wrinkles because the paper is already stretched. So it's not gonna respond to the decoupage medium.
Hi, Susan Steinberg Prentice just joined on YouTube. Thank you. This is called Dave filling the dead air.
Is that what it is?
Oh,
well, there might be questions.
TD does said she does have the paper, upcycledvintagecharm.info.
Yes. Oh, speaking of which, if there are any Roycycled retailers who are watching tonight, please put your links up so customers can find you and find the paper.
Cal Mifflin bought a paper at Liza Jane Designs in Minnesota. Retailer was fantastic with her tips. See, that's the best thing about the retailers.
Yes.
You could just talk to these folks. They're great folks.
And I mean, they create all the time. They have creative businesses, so they can help you with your projects and help you be successful. So you really want to have a retailer. I don't know. I encourage everybody to have their Roycycled retailer or retailers. I know like Dorothy Lage has a couple, I think. But that way you have a partner in crime and you're creating. And I'm just going to go right over this right now. I'm trying to move quickly. I probably could have decoupaged this ahead of time. And I'm going to dry this really quickly, and then we're going to put the face over the top. And
Sherry
we're not going
Benhart
to do...
says she has it, hollowcrafts.com.
Okay, very good.
Very good. Marie E. Price Miller, the hottest day I ever experienced was in Needles, California. It was 120 degrees.
Yes.
Needles has the second highest temperature in a, what would you call it? Livable
Like
area,
in
residential?
an inhabited area.
Inhabited, that's much better. So Havasu has it, Lake Havasu City, Arizona, has it at 128 degrees on June 29th. That same day, Needles got 127.
Oh.
And Laughlin, Nevada also got 127. All three, by the way, on the Colorado River.
Oh, okay. That's just too much heat for me.
Yep.
That's just too much heat for me. Thinking about it stresses me out.
Kim Rogers said, just bought a mister like that from Christine at the Turned Leg in Michigan. Can't wait to use it with the paper.
Yeah,
And
the mister is nice too. Even if you guys are painting, like if you're blending colors, the mister, it does a beautiful job of keeping your paint moist so that it continues to move until you're done blending. Because if you add too much water to your paint, you break up the emulsion of the paint, and so you don't get the smoothness. But if you just mist it, then you get both the beauty of both worlds.
So question for Amber over on YouTube. She's in Oklahoma. She says it's hot at 81. Are you guys humid there? I thought you guys had dry heat like us. But if it's humid, 81 will wipe
That's
you out.
hot.
Yeah.
I am missing a sanding block. I see one
this
though.
is
I'm going to
Romantic
grab it.
Project blocks, correct?
Yes.
All right.
This is from the Romantic Project blocks, which is an old design, but it's the perfect design to demonstrate what I wanted to show you guys. I just vacated my seat. I had to go get some sanding blocks.
Dorothy Lage said it got up to 116 and 9/10 in Tucson.
And 9/10? Oh, no.
It's that hot when you're going into like it's gasoline prices. Mary Sharkey, 109 in Chandler Sun Lakes today.
Yeah.
So she's in the house watching. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Can you watch in the pool?
You might be able to.
You're in Chandler. I assume you have a pool.
Not everybody has a pool.
I know, but I just... Oh, Linda Dowdy, Oklahoma's a humid state, not like Texas. All right, I was not aware. I've driven through a piece of Oklahoma once.
Every time you guys say Oklahoma, I want to say Oklahoma. I'm sorry.
That's how they should greet each other.
Where there
Oklahomans.
winds, right?
Instead of saying hi or howdy or anything, you see somebody on the street, you just go, Oklahoma. The wind goes whipping up your dress.
Oh my gosh, baby. Okay, that was a super quick decoupage, which is actually kind of nice because usually I'm going really slow and it probably looks more complicated than it actually is, but it isn't complicated. I just like to go slow so you guys can see all the steps. So I actually want the topography from underneath to show through her. So I'm going to decoupage her right over the top without doing anything
Oh, Mary, no
special
pool.
to her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on your side. Get a pool.
Get
Said
a-
there's one at the clubhouse, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. It's probably an inside pool.
No, that'd be outside. In Arizona,
Oh,
it's rare to find an indoor pool.
really?
Yeah, Brenda Farrell says 80 humid and rainy in Florida. All right, I have a question unrelated to anything.
Oh, Lord.
No, it's a good one.
Okay.
So, we try to watch things that we'll tolerate together. There's some things that Royce watches that I don't particularly like, some stuff I like she doesn't like. We try to watch those when the other one's not around. We need a new show.
Oh, we do need a new show.
We tried Abbott Elementary, and boy, I can't. I want to like it. I got 3 characters I enjoy. Unfortunately, the creator is not one of them, and I just. So we need recommendations. We need a good show.
And I'm literally just decoupaging over that last layer. By wetting my paper, I am making it more transparent, which is good, right? I want the topography to show through, or the script, should I say, to show through. And I call this one Romantic Project Blocks because I feel like it's kind of Valentine-y, but not so much that it can only be used for Valentine's Day. And then whenever I want my paper to be more transparent, I will go right over it, right over the top, right away. If I wanted it to be more opaque, I would dry it first, and then I would cool it.
Brenda
So.
Adams Farrell, what shoes do you like now so I can recommend one? I'm a floor shine guy.
What
like
do you
Crocs.
like?
She means shows. I know that.
Oh.
Kim Comp Rogers, I worked every summer for years in West Virginia, and nobody says it without saying the word. Almost goes before saying West Virginia. What word? Humid?
You want to say?
I don't know.
And so you guys see how pretty is that, right? The script shows right through it. But in this case, it's a good thing. I don't feel like it's like competing with her. It just looks like it's supposed to be that. So there are some times when you can put down a base pattern and then you can actually have it show through on purpose. And
Wait,
so,
I have a question, and I don't know if you can do anything with this.
okay.
Kathleen Hoovis, I was going to suggest turning the paper so the red thing could be her earring instead of her
Oh,
eye.
that would have been pretty.
Is it
Too late now.
Too late, okay.
But yes. Well, the red thing is on the script. So it's way too late because the script is already down. It's actually like a wax seal. But yes, that would have been a cute idea though. But then my letters would have been upside down.
No, Kim Rogers said, almost heaven, West Virginia.
Oh.
From the song, Country Roads.
Yes.
You know, okay, that's good. All right, what shows do we like? Let's see, we love Ghosts.
The shows that we watched together. Yeah, Ghost is funny.
Ghosts is great. The American version. We don't particularly care for the British.
No, that one was no.
We just rewatched Earl and Raising Hope.
Yes.
So we like that kind of style where there aren't really bad guys.
I like bad guys. David doesn't like bad guys.
No, I just like those shows because there generally aren't bad guys. Normally there are. There's always an antagonist, even in a comedy,
Yeah.
because conflict breeds story.
I don't know. I think Mama is kind of an antagonist.
Kind of. Yeah, would
I
say
know, I'm
more-
just being
I would
a
say
dork.
more an agent of chaos. Let's see, what else do we like together?
There aren't a whole lot of shows, baby.
There really aren't.
Because I love science fiction. I love crime. Like, I just got finished watching Mrs. Davis on Peacock. It was weird and quirky and ridiculous. It was a little absurd, but I liked it, though.
And for me, I like comedies. So I'll rewatch Community. I'll rewatch 30 Rock, That 70s Show. I haven't gone back to Big Bang yet. I'm just about ready to.
Are you about ready?
Yeah.
Haven't we watched that twice already, baby?
Oh, I've watched it at least 3 times. But I struggle with that creator's other shows. We watched Young Sheldon, but that last season was poor.
Yeah.
It kind of took us out of it. I'm trying to think.
Excuse me. So that's that one. I know we do have the seal right in her forehead, but you guys can see how, though, there are times when you want to have whatever's underneath your decoupage to show through. So it's just an option, right? When you're creating something, that you can do it this way, and then that way you can have it to where you can actually see what's underneath. And I wanted to do that because we spend a lot of time showing you ways to keep it from showing. So I wanted to make sure and demonstrate that there are times when you want it to show. And we could even push this even further by putting on some pretty transfers, maybe for her hair or something. We could keep going with this, but that's all we're gonna do with this one tonight.
Joe Panette recommends Frogging, P-H-R-O-G-G-I-N, starting soon. It's terrifying. It's about people that discover they have strangers living in the house. Neither of us like horror.
No.
So just that.
Because I'm scary, y'all.
Yeah. Let's see. Lori Scott says Queen Charlotte on Netflix. What is that about?
I watched that one. David's not gonna watch it.
All right. Reacher on Prime. I watched that. I don't know if you did.
Watched what?
Reacher. It's an action movie.
I was gonna
Or
say,
action show.
did I start watching Reacher?
I don't think so.
I
And
don't-
then Only Murders in the Building, which we did start.
Oh,
We
we
need
only
to go back
watched.
to
We
that
need to
one.
go back to that one
Yeah,
because I
I
think
like-
we both would enjoy that
I
one.
think so. Steve Martin and Martin Short are always good. Have
So-
you watched Stranger Things, T.D. Woodall? No.
No, my son keeps trying to get me to watch Stranger Things. He says it's really good, but I
Says
haven't
go
watched
back and
it.
watch Fringe.
I love Fringe, but I don't think David.
I started to watch Fringe. I think I got through
Oh.
about 3 seasons.
You got through. That doesn't sound like you enjoyed it.
It wasn't the greatest, but I'll go back and check it out.
I love Fringe. That's one of my favorite, like
I-
all-time favorites.
I would go back and check it out.
Okay. That is one of my all-time favorites because it asks the questions that sci-fi should ask.
Kim Rogers, have you watched Royce on YouTube?
Really quickly, you guys. So for our next project, we're going to be using an Amazon package because, you
Question
know.
about the last project.
Oh, okay.
Marie E. Price Miller, does the top paper need to be more opaque in order to work like you are showing?
No, so these two papers, okay, so two things. These were the exact same paper. They came off the exact same sheet. It's a project block. It's romantic project blocks. I actually made mine more see-through. So I spritzed it with water and then I top coated it right away. If I wanted the letters to show less, I would have let it dry and then I would have top coated and it would have made this top one a little bit more opaque. So you guys, do you have like options when you're building on kind of what tweaks you want to make as you build your piece out? But this one, I made it as transparent as I could just using these methods. I hope that answers your question.
Sorry. Kathleen O'Brien Hoover says we enjoyed Ted Lasso. We do not have Apple TV.
Oh, is Ted Lasso on Apple TV?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's see on. Oh, you've got a thing. Go.
So these are just my Amazon envelopes, you guys, and all I did with this one is, you start out with the full envelope like this, and I just took the top and I folded it down, like this. It's not hard, it's just a little bit tedious to get everything to lay down flat, but you roll it down, and I painted this one first, but this one I rolled it down and then I painted it afterwards. So what I want to do is make like a little full grain sack when I puff it up like that. But we are going to layer some paper to create a design on here first. And I just took the liberty of painting it white already because you guys don't want to watch paint dry. And so I'm going to use, I want to say this is the feed sack project block. There's 2 on here, 2 complete feed sacks. This one is super fun. If you have like stools or chairs, these are like a really good size to cover the seats. And I'm wanting to use this one.
I keep waiting for a break.
I know. Go ahead, babe.
Step on me. Ruru 2 has been... Step on me. It's your show. I've been revisiting King of the Hill. You know what? I was a big adult animation fan for a long time, and I've just kind of been out of it.
Oh.
King of the Hill was fine. I love his movies.
It's kind of like Earl on a cartoon.
Yeah. I just rewatched Idiocracy, and I love... what's the...
You don't say.
I can't think of his other one. He did, Extract, and I can't think of the other one.
See, you guys notice that my husband knows all this additional information. Yeah.
But
like who the showrunner is, who wrote the script, who the writers are. I don't know all that stuff. I just know the shows.
I just haven't been, of a mood to watch adult animation. I just can't explain it. Verla McDonald, I was a Breaking Bad follower.
You know what? Dom loves Breaking Bad.
I watched the first episode and loved it. It was fantastic. I watched the second episode. It was terrible.
Oh.
And I just never went back. So
you didn't even give him a chance, baby.
Yeah, given that everybody loves that show, I probably should. Olga Zork says, have you watched The Bear yet? Great homage to Chicago.
Oh.
No. It's about a guy who opens a restaurant in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's a comedy or a drama. I don't know. And then Joni Campbell says Longmire.
You know what? Didn't we start watching Longmire?
We did. I'm not sure why we didn't keep with it.
I don't know. I hate that they make the officer look so weak. She usually plays a really strong character. The female officer.
Brenda Adams Farrell, Justified on Hulu.
I watched Justified when it was out. I think I watched like the first 4 seasons. And then I got rid of cable and I couldn't watch it. And I just never went back. I don't know why.
Is that the one with Timothy Olyphant?
Baby.
If it is,
I do good to remember your name, baby.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
I don't know.
If that's the one with Oliphant, I'd be willing to give that a try.
Dark hair.
I don't know.
You just said his name. I'm assuming you know who it is.
I can picture him, but I just...
Okay.
Jane Peters Belante, I can't believe you have not watched Stranger Things. Just don't like...
I watched the first season. And Molly Ringwald had me so stressed out. My shoulders and my neck were all tight by the end of the show. I just couldn't watch. It was too much. It was too much, Jane.
Brenda Adams Farrell, my all-time favorite show is Outlander. I don't know it.
You would probably like Outlander, baby.
All right.
Well, no, Outlander. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking about another show. You would hate Outlander. It's like a Harlequin, but it's a show.
Oh, okay. Breaking Bad is very dark. Yeah, I get that. I don't mind dark. It's just got to be well written. And the first episode was. I thought the second episode wasn't. Which is normal in a first season. You got to feel your way out. Justified's coming out with a new season this month. Tina Krieger LaMontagne says.
Really? Maybe I need to get caught up on Justified.
Yeah, Timothy Oliphant is Justified. I give it a try. Sure. I like Timothy Oliphant, so I'm all in. He was in Deadwood.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember him in Deadwood.
I want to say he was the protagonist in Deadwood. Although
No, that was the old guy with the mustache.
No, the hotel owner took over, but he was the antagonist.
Oh.
But he became the one everybody wanted, so we wanted to see. Yeah, got people saying Outlander's good. All right.
I just don't think
Justin Bateman or Jason Bateman.
I don't know what the actors' names are.
Wednesday on Netflix. You've seen it. I haven't. I do want to see that.
Outlander. Isn't that the one where the woman goes back in time?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm asking my peeps.
Gotcha. Sabrina on Netflix. So Lori Scott recommends Wednesday and Sabrina.
Oh, yeah. I watched Wednesday. I watched all of them. I gobbled that show up and then it was gone.
Ruru2 says Handmaid's Tale. It's one I do need to watch.
Handmaid's Tale, I watched the first and second seasons. The third season was so dark. I had a hard time watching it. I don't know. I'm weird like that, though. Sometimes stuff can really impact me.
All right, so now I have a new question. To craft, do you guys all have to have, like, Dark Souls? Because everything everybody's recommending is just awful drama that just tears at you. What about the comedies?
Ain't nobody got time for comedy. No, I'm just kidding.
Dorothy Leach says, yes, I don't think David would like it. Or Outlander goes back in time.
Yes, that's the one.
Ozark is Jason Bateman. Thank you. Jeannie Scott Oliver. Zopanette, I should know this. What do you use for your decoupage glue?
I am using Wise Owl's 1 Hour Enamel tonight. This is clear and it's a matte finish because you guys know I don't like shiny. But of course, whichever preference you like whether it's shiny, satin, or matte is really a preference thing. It's not going to affect how well your paper decoupages or anything.
Billy Keir, I'm a crafter and a murderino.
I have a really good friend of mine, she likes...
She's a third grade teacher or second grade teacher?
Yes.
And she is all in on serial killers.
Yes.
She was, I think, I've become her hero because I lived about 4 blocks away from John Wayne Gacy.
I think so.
And I used to pass by his house every day going to visit friends of mine.
I'm so glad you just passed by.
Hang out and play.
Yes.
And my mom knew him.
And what'd she tell y'all?
She told us never to stop by his house.
Yes.
But that's because she thought he was there was no proof. Now remember, my mom's a cop.
I was going to say, women have intuition, baby.
Yeah, she thought he was a creepy pedophile. She was 100% right. She didn't know about the murder part.
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah, just don't play on that block. Keep going. They had hired him to do one of the Christmas parties for the village.
You told me that.
Because he was a clown. So, I don't remember him, but I went to that Christmas party. I don't remember.
Maybe I should have decoupaged this first, too. So we're doing it really quick, you guys, on my, base coats. I'm doing a really quick decoupage on because the part we're talking about tonight is really what goes over the top. And I could have decoupaged ahead of time, but I feel like repetition is good. If you guys see me do things over and over, there might be something that you didn't catch the last time. You're like, oh, I don't know.
I'm surprised we've only gotten one recommendation on this. Patricia Browning, Yellowstone. I tried the first episode, I just didn't like it.
You have to watch at least 3 episodes to decide you don't like a show.
I just didn't care for it. I really didn't. None of the characters.
None of the characters.
Appealed to me. And that's rare. Usually I can find one.
Yeah.
But literally none of them.
You probably didn't meet all the characters in one show.
Pardon?
You probably didn't meet all the characters if you only watched one episode.
I think I did. Probably the only one I might have liked was the one that got killed in the first episode.
Oh. I hate when they kill a main character. That's like when I was watching... It
was the first episode, so I don't know you.
Oh, that's true. What was that show I was watching? Oh, you guys know it. Jon Snow. What is the name of that show?
Oh, not House of Dragons.
Games of Thrones.
Games of Thrones.
And the dad, oh my gosh, I hope I'm not spoiling for somebody that's watching, but they just killed people. You're like, how can you kill the main character or a main character? They don't care. They had no kind of loyalty to their characters. You never know who's going to go win.
Sharon Valencia says, glad to see this. We're doing this in craft class on Tuesday.
Ooh, hey, Miss Sharon. I would volunteer to come teach this Tuesday, but
all right,
I have
Brenda
lots to
Farrell
do
says
this week.
1883 and 1923 were better than Yellowstone. All right, I will check those out. Yeah, Jan Jenkins, Prime Freebie. That's where we watched, what's the other Craig Garcia show that Sprung, that got us on the My Name is Earl and Raising Hope thing.
I don't know. We were just dating, and you said this show is really funny, and I
Lori
said,
Scott,
okay.
I agree. I tried two episodes of Yellowstone. I just didn't like any of the characters.
Yeah, they just weren't likable.
They really
Sometimes,
weren't.
like, to me, the protagonist still has to have some likable qualities. To me, those are the best ones.
Best villains are villains that A, believe what they're doing is right, and B, you kind of like.
Yeah, you have mixed emotions about him a little bit. Like, is his name Jack on 30 Rock?
Yes.
Like Jack. He is horrible, but there's something about him that's still kind of likable.
So.
But the principal on Abbott Elementary, she's just unlikable, period.
Yeah.
I'm just going to trim my edge with some scissors, you guys, because this is paper, so I'm not going to use my sanding block. I'm just going to trim it around the edge of this paper. And I know that I'm going to be folding this up in a little bit, so I'm going to leave myself a little bit so that I can get that lip when I do get ready to finish the back.
All right, for those that are still looking for recommendation or offering recommendations, excuse me, Royce loves sci-fi.
I do.
Not horror, but sci-fi.
Yeah, not horror.
I'm a comedy fan. I would say the best comedies I've seen. I mean, there are ones that are my favorites, but the best have been. I think The Good Place might be the very best comedy of all time.
Yeah, The Good Place was funny. It took us a while to figure it out.
And
don't say what it is, baby.
Ended perfectly. I mean, it just.
I don't remember how it ended.
It just it wrapped up perfectly. It wasn't one of those, we got to splice an ending on.
Oh, it felt like it was actually written and thoughtful.
Exactly. It was just right. Dick Van Dyke Show from the 60s, because it was really the one that gave you the workplace comedy, the home comedy. It was great. Scrubs.
Oh, yeah,
comedy and drama.
Scrubs was fun, yeah.
And if they didn't do that 7th season, it would have ended great.
I don't remember the 7th season.
And I like News Radio and 30 Rock.
Oh, yeah, I like News Radio, too. That was fun.
So, those are mine, if that helps. I don't know that it does. Billy Keir, I enjoyed Younger, a romantic comedy. I don't know that one. Where's that one on? Oh, Alyssa is apparently coming to visit when I go to bed because she's watching reruns of Flea Market Flip and Project Runway.
Oh, yeah. See, Melissa? That's what I watch when David goes to bed at night.
Somebody likes Last Kingdom on Netflix.
I was looking at that. Because I do like period shows. So I was looking at that as a possibility. Okay. This doesn't have to be perfect, so I need to stop it. So I just think these are so cute because you can tuck the bottom like this. And then it looks like it's an actual grain sack, right? So I didn't want to do something that was necessarily flat today. I wanted to do something dimensional. I don't think I have a picture of, let me see.
All right, Billy, thank you. It's either Peacock or Hulu. So we'll check that out. Let's see.
We just picked up Peacock again because Project Runway.
Kim Comp Rogers, Call the Midwife. That's a British show, isn't it?
Oh, you know what? I have that one on my list, but I haven't started watching it yet. And when I say watching it, I'm using that word figuratively because it just means it's going to be on while I'm doing something else, which is usually why I watch shows several times.
All right, now I got to flip over to the YouTubes.
To the YouTubes?
Was watching Raising Hope. We just finished that. That last season is rough though.
Yeah, the last season was a little much.
Yeah.
But Mama was my favorite character on there.
Amber Demakowitz did not jump on the Yellowstone bandwagon either. Heather McDonald, Schitt's Creek. So, Canadian show.
Is that the one we watched?
No, I don't think. I watched the first episode and I struggled with it.
Oh, okay.
But I love two of the actors, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. They're both from SCTV. So I do need to give it a try.
Just do it again. Really quickly, you guys, I put a picture up because I want you guys to see like how I kind of use these in the house. I just stick, I mean, that plant is probably sitting on top of something and it's in its own pot, but it's just kind of in there, but it looks like it's like a little mini grain sack. But this one, of course, is going to look different because we're using different paper.
Joanne Cotton, thank you. It only takes one time watching something to tell if you like it. Angie Champagne suggests weeds. I think that was on Showtime at a time I didn't have it.
I watched like the first couple of seasons of Weeds. Is that what the mom? I think so.
Yeah, where they wind up selling marijuana.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I should put on top, you guys. Should I put chickens on the top of this one since it's a grain sack? Let's see how big they are.
So we like the U.S. version of Ghosts. We don't like the UK version.
Yes.
But Susan Ellis says the UK comedy Miranda, which we do like. We've watched that.
Miranda.
The very tall woman who's struggling with her love life. She talks to the camera.
Is that the one where there's a shop?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
We've watched that.
I know. Why did we stop watching that one?
Yeah, I think we ran out of episodes.
Oh.
She's done.
What do you guys think? Should I put the chickens on top of this? I think that would be kind of cute. Because I could do it where some of my topography still shows here in the middle. Because she's a little shorter. So we could do the roosters. I feel like that's the only thing I have there that's going to be appropriate for this one.
I bring that up to say I don't care for the U.S. version of Miranda.
There's a U.S. version?
Yeah, it's the one with, she was the wife of Sheldon on Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
I can't think of her name right now.
She's a rocket scientist. I know that.
Yeah,
Neuroscientist.
neuroscientist.
Is she a neuroscientist? Are you
and
sure?
I don't care for the American version.
Oh. Or I could fussy cut out a skull and put it over the top.
Olga Zork says The Flight Attendant on HBO Max with Kaylee Cuoco. It's a comedy mystery. I don't know. I thought she was the weakest part of Big Bang Theory, but I'd give her a try.
So you guys tell me, should we do the skulls on top? And I'm going to fussy cut them out, so it will just be the skull. And the same thing for the chickens. Skulls or chickens? You guys tell me which one.
Ruru 2, American Housewife. Again, I love the actors. I didn't care for the episode I watched. I want to. I mean, if Diedrich Bader's in, I'm in. That guy's just funny all the time.
All the time. Oh, I didn't think about
and
the
I
cow.
like the woman who plays the lead character. I don't know her name, but I've seen her in other things. She's really funny. She was in a really good show with, was it Mike and Molly?
I like
she
the
played
cow.
the sister. And she was outstanding in it. I struggled with the writing. All right, so what are you asking everybody?
I gave them the choice of the chickens or the skull.
All right, so
and
let's
then
see.
I thought I liked the cowl.
Brianna Morris is watching. Hi, Bree. Let's see. Jean Higginbotham says the rooster. Susan Gully says something smaller or head towards the bottom. Pamela Dare, rooster. Susan Baynard Glazer. Chickens, Jean Higginbotham, roosters. Susan Steinberg Prentice says skulls. Sherry Benhart, chickens. Tina Krieger LaMontagne, chickens. Sharon Valencia, smaller skull. Cindy Shaw Rogers, chickens. Lori Wilhite, chickens. Edie Woodall, cow.
I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I asked y'all to vote, but I think I like the cow. I think she's like perfectly sized for this.
Well, most people want the chickens. Thank you,
I know.
Mayim Bialik, excuse me, Barbara Garrels, thank you. Oh, now everybody likes the cow better.
See, it's the cow, right?
But Susan Gully says chickens has the color. She likes the color.
And I think that's why I like the cow, because it's gonna be like kind of the same. Um,
And on YouTube,
what if we
it
do
was
both?
skewing chicken until you threw the cow in.
I know. Maybe we can do the chicken and the cow. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, I love you. I think it's the cow.
I think it's the cow, you guys. So, I hope I have time to demonstrate all these
By the way,
different
we're
methods.
at 6 o'clock.
I know. I still have 3 methods to demonstrate. Okay. So this is the cow, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this cow out because when I'm stacking my decoupage papers, if I want my edges to be sharp, meaning that whatever I'm putting on top, I want it to have a clean edge and look really sharp against the background. Did I measure that right? I did, right?
Cindy Shaw Rogers says same family of colors.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm liking it. Then I will cut it out. If I'm trying to blend something in to make it disappear on the surface, then I'll use the water method to cut it. So let's go ahead and we're gonna cut this cow out, and then we'll use the water method and we'll layer something on top of our lady. Something pretty. I have some butterflies over here.
All right, Susan Gully said this, so I'm assuming autocorrect got it. Are you don't it transparent? I'm guessing that is, are you doing it transparent?
So this one will not be transparent when we're done. We're gonna make it more opaque, and that's one of the tricks I'm gonna show you guys. So the next 3 things I'm gonna demonstrate is how you can make your paper more opaque so that your background does not show through. So that's what we're going for with this one. I want the cow to stand apart from the background. So I'm gonna show you guys something that I do to be able to do that. And I will figure out which one I'm going to use depending on how I feel once I get her cut out. So for smaller things, I like to use the plastic method, but if I'm doing something really large, I prefer to trace it onto my surface and actually paint the surface and then decoupage. So which method you use really depends on like the scale of your project, and of course what you hope your final result will be, right?
Thank you for your recommendations. We will check some of them.
Yes, we will. Although David watches way more TV than I do.
Yes.
So, oh, that's gonna be so stinking cute. This is a little big. Let me get my paper and see if she'll fit on there. But she will fit on there. So we'll go ahead and I'll demonstrate them in order. So this one, I'm just calling it the plastic method because you guys always want a name. So we're gonna call this one the plastic method. So I have a piece of plastic here, and this is just packaging from the decoupage paper. I chose this plastic because it's stiff enough to hold its shape. If I use saran wrap, it's not gonna hold its shape because it's gonna be really bendy. So I prefer to use a stiffer plastic when I'm doing this. And what I'm gonna do is,
Goodness gracious.
I know, somebody got way too much bass going on out there. Oh, I did not fill one of my FIFO bottles.
You know anybody playing the bass that loud in a vehicle?
Is gonna be deaf by the time they're 30.
Well, there's also a young man.
And who's gonna be deaf by the time he's 30?
Yeah, young ladies don't want to damage themselves like that.
So I'm gonna make me a little bowl here, and it's gonna be half paint, and I'm gonna put half of the 1-hour enamel or water-based sealer, whatever you guys are using, right? And I'm using bone because that's the white that I have here at my desk, but it really doesn't matter. You just wanna have a light base. And so I'm gonna mix those together.
Susan Gully suggests making the neck shorter.
Let me look and see. Because I really like the scale.
I don't know. I mean, it
No,
works
I'm
for
gonna
you.
look.
It's all up to the artist.
Yeah, I like it right here because I feel like I have this like really, I don't know. I like it. I think as her head goes right along with the letters right there, maybe.
I don't think you got room to make that neck shorter.
Well, I could make the neck shorter. It would just
I
be
know,
down
but
here.
then you're basically putting a cow at the chin. Does a cow have
Oh,
a chin?
yeah, because his chin is right there. I see what you're saying as far as how much room.
Yeah.
So I have my mixture here. It's 50-50, right, of paint and clear coat. And that's what I'm going to use to actually decoupage my piece. And I'm going to mist my plastic first. And the reason I'm doing this is so my paper will stick to the plastic. So I'm not putting anything on the paper to make it stick. I'm literally just, oh my goodness. All the hot rodders are out this evening.
Oh, wow.
I'm putting it on there so that it sticks to the plastic. And I'm also going to pre-stretch this. This is actually where I started doing this, is when I was doing this. I learned from Miss Fiona across the pond years ago. I'm gonna pull this and stretch out any wrinkles ahead of time. And I'm being super soft. Oh Lord, I got the ears out hanging off the paper. Let me pick this up because it's not even on the paper. So the water that I put on the paper is what's gonna hold my piece on there. And so I think that was a piece that a lot of people were missing. So now I can work, and when I get ready to position, I can figure out exactly where I want it because it's sticking to the plastic. So I'm gonna go over the back, and now I'm gonna put on my mixture of paint and clear coat. And you guys will notice I'm not going all the way to the edge because when I smush this, because that is a technical term, when I smush this down, the stuff in the middle is going to go out to the edge, and I can always go back under the edges to apply more decoupage medium if I need to, right? And so this is going to make this more opaque, but not completely. You'll still see some of the stuff behind it, but it won't shine through as readily as it would if I had just decoupaged right over the top.
Becky Het says, what is this technique called?
We're calling it the plastic method. I don't know, I just made up that name when I was doing your worksheets because I know you guys like technique names, so I try to think of them. And again, Becky, if you got your worksheet, make sure you're signed up to be a Roycycled Insider so you get your worksheets. And so see how I have the freedom to kind of figure out exactly where I want to put my cow. I don't have to make a decision right away because I'm able to hover because it's stuck to my plastic. And then once I decide, sorry babe, let me finish. And then I'm gonna rub it off of the paper and onto my surface.
Kathleen Hoovis asks, did you seal the lined paper?
Yes, I did. I sealed it before. Whenever I'm gonna be layering, I will generally seal just so that if I make a mistake, I have the option of wiping my paper off and I'm not, married to the decisions that I make afterwards.
So is it fair to say you're almost doing a transfer with decoupage paper?
Oh, I guess, kind of. And see, because I sealed my paper, any white that smushes from under here, I can just wipe it back because my paper isn't going to absorb it. And I am just kind of pushing. I can see the product underneath here, so I'm just pushing it around so I don't have those little bubbles under there. Now, if I went right over this, this would be more see-through, right? If I went right over with the clear coat. So I'm gonna dry this first because in this application, I actually want him to be more opaque. So we're gonna dry it first and then I'm gonna seal. And I'm gonna seal the whole piece, not just the cow. When I'm layering, I like to go over the whole thing between layers and it unifies everything so it doesn't look like I just stuck the cow on there.
Ruru 2, Grounded for Life is pretty funny. I have watched that show. I enjoyed it.
Grounded for Life?
Yeah, the mother from that wound up on...
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Oh, what was the one with Patrick Warburton and David Spade? I think she wound up on that show, which I also enjoyed. I can't remember that one.
And I'm not worried about the edges because I can always go back underneath the edges, right? I just want to make sure it's dry before I go back over it with the clear coat.
Becky Het says she's confused regarding opaque.
So opaque just means solid, right? Like you cannot see through it. And if something is transparent, you can see through it. So on this instance, I don't want him to be completely see-through. I want him to be able to stand apart from the background. And so I'm taking steps to make him less transparent or more opaque. I hope that clarifies. And if I say something and I still didn't answer y'all question, y'all can ask again.
Cindy Shaw Rogers, love this method. Seems so much cleaner, no tearing. I once moved a rabbit 3 times, ruined the background.
Yeah, and because it's stuck to your paper, you can kind of get a really good sense of exactly where you want to put it, right? Because you're hovering over and the plastic is clear. So visually, because you know how most of our brains work, if you guys are like me, you're very visual. If you can see how it's going to look, it really does inform your decision.
I'll be honest, on YouTube, the cow stands out so much more than on Facebook.
And you can still see the ticking a little bit. So this method is not going to give you the most opaque results, but I want to show you guys all of the methods. Because my whole thing is, you guys know how we create. You have a vision in your mind, and these little tweaks to me are the things that enable you to produce what you see in your mind. Do you want it completely see-through? Do you want it to be a little opaque like he is now? Do you want it to be completely solid and not be able to see any of the background, which we're going to do that in a few minutes?
You're at 6:10.
Okay. And I'm going to shoot this really quickly because when it dries, it's going to be less see-through. And you guys will note when I did her, I didn't dry her first. I clear coated her right away, right? So that made my paper more see-through. This time, because I wanted the cow to stand apart from the background more, I dried him first and then I clear coated him.
So Becky apologized for asking. You shouldn't apologize.
Never apologize.
So
I want you guys to feel safe to ask any questions.
So there's see-through and then there's transparent?
So see-through and transparent, for the sake of what we're doing, is the same.
Okay.
And then opaque and solid.
It is kind of see-through.
Well, opaque to me is solid. Like you can't see through it.
But you can see through it. You can see a little bit of the stripe.
That's why I say more opaque. He's more opaque than she is, but on my next one, I'm going to show you how to make it completely opaque. So you have options, right? You can make it completely see-through. You can make it sort of solid and sort of see-through. And then I'm going to show you 2 other methods where it's going to be completely solid. So when you're creating, you can decide what you want to do because you'll have all the tips and tricks under your belt.
So we've got tonight and next week.
Yes.
And then we're off for two weeks?
Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, because we're off.
So do you want to continue? The reason I asked that is, do you want to continue this to...
What we're going to do next week is we're going to play. So we've learned a lot about layering.
We've got
2 weeks.
We've got 2 weeks. We've
Okay.
got the 16th and 23rd.
So we've learned a lot about layering, right? And most of the things that we've done have not been project focused necessarily. They've just been process focused. So what I would like to do for the next 2 weeks is to just take the different things that we've learned and apply them to create something. So like maybe I make something and I put a piece of paper over it and then I put some transfers over it and maybe I stencil something, or maybe you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to just go through and apply all the stuff that we've been talking about.
I'm just thinking
to
about
give
your
everybody
time,
ideas.
and you need to continue it to the next one. That's all.
Or are you asking me if I have enough time for tonight? I think I'm going to be okay.
Because you're at 6:12.
Yeah.
Sue Batson asked, what's the cow's paper name?
This one is Farm Animals, I believe. Oh, Lord. My retailers, y'all help me out. Y'all know it's sad because I'm the one making up the names and I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this was Farm Animals is the name of this one.
And Eddie Subi asks, is that an Amazon envelope?
It is. This is just an Amazon envelope, but we're going to make it into a little, well, actually this one's a big envelope. We're gonna make it into like a grain sack. Isn't that gonna be cute? I can put something in there. I put Christmas trees in these last year during the holidays. We had several Christmas trees that we put in these. But
Sherry Benhart says yes, farm animals.
yes. So this one is farm animals, and on the farm animals, you get 2 cows. I just cut one of them, but there's another cow there. So you get 2 cows, and then you get Dexter and Diane, I believe are their names. This artwork is by Lexi Grenzer. So this one, she just cracks me up because she has way too much attitude for any one chicken, but I love it. Okay, so now you guys can see how on this one, we put her over the top of the writing, right? And she's completely see-through, not completely, but pretty transparent. We can see pretty much everything underneath. And then on this one, we use the plastic method, and we can sort of see the grain sacks underneath him, but he stands out a lot more than she does, right? So if you guys wanted to do something where you wanted to make your top piece even more opaque, I'm going to show you guys another method that we can use. So we have this one. So we have degrees, I guess, of opacity are what we're doing. So I wanted the grain to show through a little bit because I wanted to be kind of like this was a branded, you know, grain sack that just happened to have a cow on there. And this grain sack is so yummy. I left it like, I made it grungy a little bit, so it's not perfect. Let's do something with her since we're running low on time. And I have my butterfly masterboard paper. So let's put a butterfly on her. I think that'll be pretty. Or should we do a rose?
With Susan Gully. That's way cooler than I thought. Glad you didn't listen.
I listened. My vision was already there. What should I put on her? Should I put a rose? I have this big old rose. That could be an earring, but it'd be a big old earring. And then I have this little rose, but that's going to be like a pain in the butt to fussy cut that. I think we should do a butterfly. And you know what? Let's do the water method to cut this one out, just so we can have comparison. So I'm going to use the water method to cut this one out. I like to use a really skinny brush, you know, a thin tip brush when I'm doing this. And all I'm doing is dipping this. I'm actually dipping it in my paint water. And I am going to paint a line along the perimeter of this butterfly. And then I'm going to tear it. And because I want a thin line, I'm going to have to tear as I go. If I try to paint the whole butterfly with water and then tear it, my water is going to dry up. And then
Champagne says looks almost 3D and would be nice to see this on furniture.
You guys, so I know I need to get back to doing furniture. I'm going to, but there are very few things that I demonstrate for you guys that you cannot do on furniture. So anything that we do here can absolutely be done on furniture. And if you're questioning a technique, like whether or not it can be on furniture, just ask me and we can have the conversation. But for the most part, anything that we do here can absolutely be done on furniture, right? Because once you top coat your furniture or you seal it, you're going to protect your work, and your sealer is what's really the important part. I get conversations. I've actually had somebody pretty snarky make a comment about decoupaging furniture with tissue paper. But if you think about how thin like 2 coats of paint are, they're not really thick, right? But the binders in the paint is what makes it durable. Well, the binders in the top coat is what makes it durable. And if you're going over the top of your decoupage paper with that, then your surface is going to be as durable as your top coat.
TD, Paula, and Kathy all say rose. Susan Gully asks, would it be weird to use the rose for lips?
Ooh, that would be kind of cute. You know, we'll do both. We'll do the butterfly and the rose so that I can demonstrate the 2 ways that you guys can add your elements.
And Claire K asks, what is the purpose of folding over the top of the Amazon bag if you place decoupage paper over it? Is it for stability?
No, it's just because I like the way it looks. Because I wanted it to look like a sack that had been folded over. So you'll notice that I decoupage the top with a different portion, and I could go through and cut that, and it would still stand apart from the rest of the bag too after I've decoupaged it.
Ann Cook on Facebook has jokes. Are you running? Are you running out of furniture resources? Time to start collecting again.
Oh my gosh, I have so much furniture. You guys know what happened? I used to paint a lot of furniture. Those of you who've been with me for a while, you probably remember. I used to do a lot more furniture, but when life started lifing, I don't know, Mom moved in with us. I didn't have as much space. I didn't have as much time. Doing furniture pieces just became harder and harder to make the time for furniture.
You didn't have this space at the time.
No, I didn't have this space at all. My poor husband, he had to deal with me painting furniture in the living room. So I stopped painting furniture, and I just haven't gotten back to it. So I started doing small crafts because during my lives, I could still demonstrate crafts, right? Without being committed to doing a full piece of furniture. So I just need to get back to it. And I get a little emotional every freaking time I sit down to paint furniture too. And I don't have time for that. I got stuff to do.
Marie E. Price Miller says, I have a question about top coats. Are they all food safe, like on a cutting board?
You probably want to look for something that says specifically that it's food safe.
So you could seal it with whatever your preferred sealing medium is, but then do another top coat with a food safe?
With a food safe, with something that's food safe, yeah.
Okay.
Because a chopping board, I always think about the fact that you're going to be chopping into whatever's on it. So you really want to make sure, because you don't want to,
you cut
kick up something.
Chicken,
yes, exactly.
And that knife is going to take a little chunk out of the wood.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. So oh man, that didn't look like I did that right.
So Becky Het says, if you paint, get a spray gun, so much easier. You got an airbrush that you haven't played with yet.
I know, the spray gun is easy. So this is my feelings about a spray gun. I generally like to do artistic finishes, which is probably why I haven't painted, because it's just more complicated. And if I'm going to paint a bunch of furniture, then it's worth using a spray gun. Because a spray gun is easier, but then you got to spend like an eternity cleaning, which is not my favorite part.
Okay, we have 3 people asking, what are you doing with the wood thing with
Oh,
your
okay.
butterfly?
So what I'm doing is I don't want to use a pencil or a pen to outline my butterfly, because you'll be able to see that. So I'm just kind of scoring it a little bit. And when I look from the side, I can see exactly where I scored it with my skewer. So I'm able to, and I don't even think I can show you guys. So I've scratched out the butterfly. I don't think I can show you guys. So I can see it though. But the fact that you guys can't see it is lovely, right? Because that's the whole point. So I can see exactly where I need to paint without having to leave any kind of marks on my surface.
Yeah,
pencil marks or marks, yeah. So I just scratched it on there and I can see, and I just want paint now. That one has stuff in it.
Alyssa Bricker Visithin, I refinished a cabinet for a friend that her grandfather had made. What she didn't know is that I had the eulogy that she had written about her grandfather.
Aww.
I picked out all the descriptive words that she used, and I had custom tissue paper made using those words, and I decoupaged it on the inside of the cabinet.
That is so sweet. I know she cried when you gave it to her. You know what? I'm going to paint out of my can, you guys. Do as I say, not as I do.
That's kind of the thing about decoupage is it's yours.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
And that's why I was so excited about this series, because even if you're buying the same paper that somebody else is buying, you can still use it differently.
Joanne Cotton, she was using a food skewer that you could find in any grocery store.
Oh yeah, it's just a regular skewer. This one is actually for candied apples, because you guys know the other ones are usually longer and like thinner. But I was making floral picks, and I wanted something that was going to be a little hardier. And so I bought these off of Amazon, and they're actually candy apple skewers. I don't know if that's what they're called, but I'm sure if you search for that, it'll come up. And so I can see, although I moved my butterfly, so we'll see how this works. I have a feeling I'm still going to have a shadow. But if I do, we're just going to pretend like it's a highlight. Make it work. And so on this one, we're calling this the trace method, right? Because I traced my butterfly onto the surface, and now I'm going to decoupage over it. And this is good too if you're working with something really large, because you know, being able to spray and stick something really large onto a piece of plastic is not realistic. And this is actually going to give me a more opaque result, or a more solid result. I'm going to dry that real quick, and I may do a second coat just to make my point. I hope you guys have found value with this series. I think I'm going to post a post inside the group, because I would love to hear like what parts of the series were your favorites. Look, the people who take my courses, you guys are going to recognize this. What was your biggest aha moment or your biggest takeaway? I would love to hear, because it helps me to know what kind of content to create for you guys. But you see how I just scored the surface to mark where the butterfly goes? But I can see it really well, but I don't have to worry about it being like having an outline of a pencil or something on my surface. Are you buying comic books over there, sir?
I am not. Can you, Kim Loire, can you use straight paint when doing the plastic method if you want a more opaque look?
You know, we're gonna do something just like that. Did you get your worksheet? Are you working ahead, Kim? I'm gonna have to do it quickly because we're almost out of time.
Yeah, we're at 6:26.
Okay. We're gonna go a little bit over, babe, but I wanna do this, okay? He's giving me the side eye, y'all. And so I'm gonna dry this. So that's all dry. And you see I have this spot here that's completely, I don't have anything showing through from below. It's just a solid form here. So now all I have to do is just decoupage my butterfly on there. And I use the water method on this one. And what that's gonna do is help me to blend my edges so that my butterfly doesn't look as sharp on this one as the cow did on the other one. And so using the water method to cut your paper, it just makes your edges uneven, and so they blend more readily. What were you gonna say, babe?
Marie Miller says, can't you use the plastic method with the butterfly, paint the back of it, and then place it where you want it?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. That's the third thing on our worksheet. You can tell I'm hanging out with crafters. They got it all figured out.
Jennifer Stevers says, thank you. You answered my question before I could type it. Susan Gully, love the 3 methods. Never thought about it before. Pamela Adair, understanding the plastic method was good for me. Becky Head, the definition of opaque, and I went to college. So let's see. Debbie Knutson learned so many new things about laying papers. David, stop it. I'm learning from Royce.
Behave, David. And again, when I lay down something, I'm going to do a whole coat over the entire surface to unify it, because I don't want to look like I just stuck, I did just stick it on there, but I feel like if I only go over the paper, you can see it just looks like I just stuck it right there. Whereas if I go over the whole surface, it blends the edges better. And I do have a little bit of white peeking because I moved my butterfly when I was putting it on there, but I don't think it's awful. And I could cheat. I could go in there and I could paint like a shadow, and I could leave that and make it look like a highlight, right? So we have one more method that we want to do. Do we want to put anything on our other bag?
You are at 628.
Okay. I'm just going to dry this just enough. Although he's complete, I mean, you guys can see there's nothing, absolutely nothing is because we blocked out everything with the paint. So now you can see the difference between something being transparent versus us being able to block out that bottom layer and put the top layer over. Because I know when we layer things, sometimes you have a picture in your mind and it doesn't come through right because you didn't want it to, or it didn't show through and you want it to. Let's see, what can we add to this, you guys? That's gonna make sense. Somebody said something about a little color. What if we put a stamp on here? Do you want to put a stamp on our bag? Ooh, there's a number right there. Let's do that. So on my butterfly masterboard, you guys see that number right there? We're gonna steal that, and I'm gonna cut it because cutting is faster. And my husband's counting down.
Yeah.
And so this is just, the master board. I love the master boards because you have all these pieces on here that you can use for smaller projects, or you can just use it as one large project. Or, I mean, there's just options. But they're full of all kinds of goodies that you can use on different projects. And so let's put this guy right here. What do you guys think? I vote yes. We'll put that guy right there. So we're going to use him. I'm going to get a new piece of plastic. I have white paint on that one. And this is just another package from my decoupage paper, right? So I'm still repurposing and recycling. Even my paper gets used again. I mean, my packaging gets used again. Oh, Lord. My scissors are mad at me. So for this one, I'm going to spritz it just so it stays in place while I'm working on it, right? I'm going to turn it face down, and it's going to stick to my paper. I'm going to pull out any kind of wrinkles that form really nicely, because it is tissue paper. Sometimes I forget. Sherry makes fun of me. She says I manhandle my paper. And so on this one, I'm just going to paint it with a solid coat of white on the back. And again, these are just options. There isn't one, I don't think, that's better than the other one. I think it just depends on what you're doing. How big is your piece? How see-through do you want it to be? What do you have on hand, right? I always feel like the more tools I have in my toolbox, the more equipped I am to get the results that I want. Oh, we forgot to talk about the big announcement, baby.
Well, I've had a couple of people make comment that the fact that you're doing this on your projects has has them all like
stressed out.
And
There's
scared.
plastic underneath. I know. Don't do what I do, y'all. I'm trying to stay in the camera frame, so.
I get it. I
know.
understand. I'm just.
I
saying.
know. I hear you, though.
You're making them anxious.
Making me nervous.
All right, what's the big announcement?
Because we have new Roycycled designs that are going to be announced on Thursday. Thursday at noon, I'll be going live, noon Pacific Standard Time. I'll be going live on my page to share the new designs with you guys. I'll have my tape measure so that I can measure the different elements for you guys. And my Roycycled Insiders, of course, will get their email Wednesday evening, so they'll know before anybody else does what the new designs are. So you want to make sure you're a Roycycled Insider so you'll know first. And so I just put 2 coats of white on there because I want this to be completely opaque, right? I want it to be solid, not like the cow where a little bit shows through. But on this one, it's gonna, oops, oh Lord, I'm melting my plastic.
Kathy LePage said workbook. I think it's just worksheets that come out once a week for this, right?
Yes, well, at this point though, it's a workbook because they have all these pages. So if you've been an insider, you do have this entire workbook. Mine's in black and white, it is in color. But everyone who's been here for the whole series, they have the full workbook. So what I'll do for this week, I'll make sure and include a link for you guys to download this workbook, because essentially that's what it is at this point, right? Because we have all these pages. And then of course at the last page, just information about Roycycled Academy. But so if you're a new Roycycled Insider, you still have a chance to get your worksheets. They'll be in the next email, as well as the announcement of the new Roycycled designs that are coming out next week. But my insiders will find out first because they'll get their email on Wednesday night.
As Kathleen O'Brien Hoover said, it is free.
Yes, it is free. There's no cost to you.
You just got to put in #insiders here and on Facebook, and you'll get a link to sign up on Facebook, on YouTube. We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description on YouTube. I try to go back. It's weird the way the live conversation is on YouTube. So if you want to put if you ask me, I will give you the information. If you ask on YouTube, and then of course on TikTok, the link is in my bio. So what I did was I sprayed some more water so my paper would stick, and I just put some of my 1-hour enamel on top of the paint, the dried paint. And now I'm gonna put this guy, oh man, I almost put him upside down. I'm gonna put him right here on my grain sack. So now my grain sack has like a little patch on it. And because I want this one to be solid, right? I don't want any of that grain to show through. I'm gonna dry it first, and then I'm gonna seal the whole thing all over again. So that this one, and because what happens is, if I have more layers of sealer over the top of one part than the other, then you can see that. So I'm gonna go over the whole thing with another coat of my clear coat after I get this one adhered, and seal everything and unite all of my pieces so that it still looks like it's just one design and not like I built it. It just unifies everything really beautifully when you go over the whole surface and not just the one part that you just adhered on there.
Pamela Culpadair, can you add address for your store supplies also?
At,
I'm not sure. Does that mean what's your Amazon store?
Oh, my Amazon, I don't know. I'm sorry. Because I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay, and that's it. And you guys will notice that my number, you cannot see through it at all, right? You don't see any ticking. You see a little bit of ticking through the cow, but you don't see any of the ticking through here. And it's because we painted the back first, and we dried it, and then we decoupaged it on there.
We did have a question. It's way up high now. Do you ever use any color other than white?
Yes, so that was, we went over underpainting. There's actually, we did that, I want to say that was class number 1, right? Paint and decoupage paper. We went over underpainting. So yes, there are times when I use other colors than white. Oh, we gave away the clipboard. I was going to show it, but I can't. So sometimes I'll paint colors underneath on purpose to make something prettier, because those bright colors can come through. Sometimes I might make a halo with a darker color to create depth in my pieces. So what color you paint underneath your paper really depends on what you're attempting to do. White is the best color if you want your artwork to be first and foremost. It's going to make it pop more. But you can definitely use other colors.
So we have Becky Hetch saying, is #insider different than VIP? Yes, because VIP is with a class.
Yeah, VIP is just classes. The Roycycled Insider is different. That's an email that I send out once a week, and there's usually like, the worksheets or resources that go out that go in conjunction with the lives. You guys are the first ones to hear or to see, I should say, the new Roycycled decoupage paper designs. During the holidays, I don't do any sales like out in the world. I only offer discounts to my insiders. So there are perks to being an insider, and you guys generally hear things first.
Let's see. Pamela Adair says yes. Can you do a list of supplies that you use?
Oh, a list of supplies like
that you've used in this series?
Oh, that's a good idea, Pam.
So maybe that could go out
That'd
in
be...
the insider email?
Yes. Probably not this week's email, probably next week's. But yes, and we can include that in our little workbook that we've made. And you guys help me get work done, because now this workbook is done, right? I got to tweak it a little bit, but it's essentially done. This is too stinking cute. Like, it's too cute. I got to do the back now and complete it, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I love it.
That's what Aaron was going to ask, will you ever do the back?
I usually don't do the back, y'all, because I'm lazy. I'm just saying. Like this one right here, it sits in my living room with a plant. It doesn't now. There's a different one in there now. And you can't see the back. So I didn't do the back on those. But you can. But what I'll probably do, honestly, if I do the back, I'll probably use the neutral ticking, which you guys know is like my favorites. I know I brought a pack of neutral ticking. Where is it? Because I have the red ticking I could use on the back, but I'm probably going to use the neutral ticking on the back, which I cannot put my hand on right now, but that's probably what I'm going to put on the back.
All right. Let me read the...
Oh, yeah. So really quickly, you guys, before we go, we do have people who have not claimed prizes yet. So we're going to read your names off again. If I don't get addresses from somebody on the list, and whatever they won goes back up for grabs next Sunday. Because I want to say 7 prizes in my mailroom right now that haven't been claimed yet. That is going to be too stinking cute.
We have Mary Gilly, Patty Hogan, Vicki Moore, who did comment that she thought she sent it to you.
Okay, Vicki, send it to me again, okay?
Yep.
Sorry. You may have. It's completely plausible.
Zoe Panette, who I just saw post a comment. So Zoe,
Yeah.
Zoe, I apologize, either one. DM, just do a quick message.
Yeah, whichever is easier for you. You can either message me on Facebook or you can email me at contactus@roycycled.com. Which, if you can't remember that email, I'm sorry. Roycycled.com, it's on the bottom.
Beverly Griffin, Dolly Smith, and just Yolanda _C.
Oh, that was all the names?
That's all the names.
Isn't it cute? It is too cute. It looks like a little, ¿cómo se dice? A grain sack bag.
Oh, Barbara Garrels is an insider, had printer problems during the first couple worksheets. Will she be able to grab all the pages from Wednesday night's email?
Yes. So every time I send out a new email, you guys, so the picture of this week's email is at the top. And then right under, there's a button that says grab last week's. And every time I upload everything from previous weeks on there. So if you click that button, you'll have a PDF. And I want to say it's 7 pages at this point. All 7 pages are in that PDF. And you can just print out the pages that you want. You don't have to print out all 7.
Wendy Kramer, I signed up for emails, but I don't think I'm connected as an insider. Could you help me to get to be an insider? I would suggest emailing contactus@roycycled.com.
Yeah.
And we'll get you set up.
And I'll put a link in the comments too when we're done being live. Let's see, the Wood Brush LLC says she thinks this should be a prize. You guys think this should be a prize? You guys would somebody want this? I mean, I think it's super cute. That little number, that just was like the perfect addition, right? Sorry, I'm way too happy with myself. I'm all thinking I could go in with the marker and put like stitches around it like it's sewn on there. That might be too much, I don't know.
Yeah, Kim Camo suggests do a totally different look. On the back, you get different options.
That's true.
So,
Then you
all
could
right.
have 2 bags.
We went a little long tonight.
We did. We went a little bit, 6:43. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Remember to join me on the Roycycled Treasures page on Thursday at noon because I'll be showing you guys all of the new designs from Roycycled. And the cool thing is retailers will have them. Most of the retailers will have the papers. So you guys will be able to reach out to your retailers. If you're a Roycycled Insider, you guys will get to see the designs first. And as always, I always encourage you guys to reach out to your retailer to see if they have the papers when you get the email. So you guys kind of get first dibs because you guys know ahead of time what papers are available because they can sell out really quickly. It happens. So their insiders, they get to see what's there first. And if there's something that they want, they get to reach out to their retailers first. But I think that's it. I'm taping my corners down because I'm going to do the back of this, I think.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. I think that's it, babe.
That's my way of saying it. Let's go.
Okay, he ready to go. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you guys next. Oh, no, we'll see